The search of the tomb of Cleopatra and Mark Antony is very exciting. We are now in the temple of Osiris Magna, located about 50 kilometers west of Alexandria. And we are inside a chamber that located about maybe 7 meters under the ground. And this chamber is a perfect location to make us to believe that Cleopatra and Mark Antony could be buried in a chamber like this. When I was 16 years old, I studied Greco-Roman archaeology in Alexandria. And I met Professor Fawzi al-Fakhrani, who was a very intelligent archaeologist. And I asked him, Professor, what do you think, where is Cleopatra buried? He smiled and he said to me, our knowledge and the information say that Cleopatra was buried in a tomb near her palace. I said, Professor, but where is her palace? He said, under the water. Then I forget about Cleopatra completely, until only 4 years ago came to see me Dr. Kathleen Martinez from the Dominican Republic. And she began to convince me with a theory that Cleopatra and Mark Antony were buried inside this temple at Osiris Magna, 50 kilometers west of Alexandria. Actually, if you look at this temple, it's a temple belonging to Osiris. We have 14 locations in Upper and Lower Egypt like this. It was called in Pharaonic Egypt Per Uzir, means a place of Osiris. When the devil got this, killed Osiris, he cut him to 14 pieces, threw it all over Egypt. Then this temple contained one piece of the body of the good Osiris. Then this could be a perfect place for Mark Antony and Cleopatra to be buried. We know from Plutarch they were buried together. We actually started our excavation 3 years ago. I had a team, Egyptian team. They were trained in the excavation techniques. We discovered the temple deposit foundation. The ancient Egyptian, when they began to build the temple, they have to make a celebration. And the celebration, they put a deposit, material, to prove that they will build the temple in that location. And we found out that this temple was built in the reign of Ptolemy's IV, about maybe 2,000 years ago. The other important thing that we discovered is the temple for the goddess Isis inside the temple of Osiris. And inside this temple, we found a coin, has a beautiful shape of Alexander the Great. Another head of a Roman emperor was found, and this beautiful head of Cleopatra was discovered. And maybe this can show that there was a chapel, a religious chapel was built inside the temple by Cleopatra. And the most interesting thing that we discovered until now, the 22 coins that has the shape of Cleopatra. Outside the temple, we discovered until now maybe one of the largest Greco-Roman cemetery. To the east of the temple, about half a kilometer, full of tombs. We excavated until now 20 tombs, cut in the rock with stairs. And inside, we found mummies inside these tombs. 2 mummies were gilded with gold. Also, another cemetery located west of this temple. The discovery of this big cemetery can show that someone important should be buried inside this temple. Because if there is no one buried inside this temple, the nobles or the officials will never cut their tombs near the temple of Osiris Magna. Then we used the radar, and the reading showed to us 3 locations inside the temple that it is possible that one of them could be the entrance of a tomb. Goes down for 20 to 25 meters. We are hoping that it could be Cleopatra and Mark Antony, because this would be a very important discovery. But as I say, archaeology based on theories. We are examining a theory. If we discovered the tomb of Cleopatra and Mark Antony, it will be the most important discovery of the 21st century. If we did not discover the tomb of Cleopatra and Mark Antony, we made major discoveries here, inside the temple and outside the temple.